All right, welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix General 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Let's see what's new in here. Yeah. Apparently, the last 4 contain slots are designed to be internally used with scripts. Yeah. So the original code would essentially nuke the last slot if it was meant to have anything within it during a script. Nuke the NAS. Yeah, I think I saw slot 16. Slot 16. I think it's only usable slots are only until 14. I think. Let me check. File, folder, game patch. Command set. Command set. Yeah, I think it's only up to 14. Yes, the human facing slots are only up to 14. The rest of them are used for scripts only. Updated so the loop behavior is corrected and the relevant index can be acted upon when required in the edge case that an object is destroyed before the contain list is updated. Okay. Okay, let's see that. Okay, for control. Break found so the correct index can be acted on if required. The contain returns an object ID, but the object is not found. This comment is confusing. Can we improve? Can we improve it? Okay, so this is clear. Invalid ID. Yeah. Then I do wonder control equals control. Control. What is control? What is control? Let me see. Here, control. Control is it's a pointer. So I guess that refers to the button or control. Let me see. Control. Jesus. Process command UI. Process a button selected message from the Windows system that should be for one of our GUI commands. Yeah. One of our GUI commands. GUI command. Break if found, so the correct index can be acted on. Contain data. What is contain data? Contain entry. Contain. Inventory buttons integrated into the regular command set for buildings transports. Can we find a better words for contain? Contain is described as it's a really bad name. Contain data. No object in contain. What does this mean? It's like in cargo or in container, or what does this mean? In contain. Is this valid English? I mean, let me ask. Or is this sentence valid English? I'm confused. Like, no object in contain for the selected button. I'm not sure if this is proper English. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It reads weird to me. Yeah. Break if found, so the correct index can be acted upon if required. How about just add one comment above that explains the fixes here, instead of commenting every single line that we touch. On top. Yeah, to me it looks a bit weird that we would like add a comment at every single line that was changed. I think it's better to just describe it one place. Okay, there was a problem, that was corrected, right? Yeah. Or no comment at all, because if it's not user facing, then it's no problem. Let me say, was this problem user facing? Was this problem causing a user facing bug? If yes, it would be good to mention this bug. Or to mention what this bug was. I think there's real value in describing this code previously caused this wrong behavior, this bug, because then when there is when there's a future issue again occurring in that kind of realm, then you already have like some hint as to like, okay, someone already touched that and already observed a related or exactly the same issue, and there's a record about this in code. So let me look there. Let me start looking at this position, right? So it can help to identify like the origin of the problem by seeing code that already has been documented with problems. Like we have seen yesterday with the comment put there by Chris, EA Chris, who described a problem similar to the one that we investigated yesterday. So yeah, there can be value in this. How about just add one comment on top that explains the fixes here instead of commenting every single line that we touch? That, let's say that was touched. Let's say I suggest to just add one comment on top that explains the fixes here instead of commenting every line that was touched. Was this problem causing a user-facing bug? If yes, it would be good to mention what this bug was. Yeah. Okay, but the flow kind of makes sense. We start with an invalid object ID. We check the control, aka which button was pressed to get the index. Yeah. Get the button index, and then if we didn't find a valid object, then we break out here. Yeah. And if we did find, then we keep on going and we find the object by ID. And then if we don't find the object, then this control is set to null. Remove from inventory data to avoid future matches. Inventory updates. Repopulate any buttons as the contents of object. In edge case, it will be visually corrected next frame. Yeah, it seems to be plausible. Let me hide this because it's taking so much space here. Say contain data. Was the sentence valid in English? Okay. Yeah, so logically it makes sense, but I still don't know what the user-facing bug is. That would be great to know. Like that, did this cause an actual bug? And if yes, which one? Because I know that there are bugs with the command, with the exit. So for example, there's this bug where a worker is stuck in a tunnel and you cannot exit him, right? You click on the worker and he's stuck in the tunnel, right? doesn't want to get out. So I wonder if like something like this is responsible for this, or if if it's elsewhere. So that would be good to understand. Yeah. Yeah. Right now it's not clear. Yeah. Well, it could be that we just don't know. But then, like, to me, it sounds like someone has hit the uninitialized variable in the debugger. So someone has hit this as like someone has hit a problem here, and that's how he identified this problem, right? And then that means someone has observed an actual problem, right? And it would be good to know like what the cerebro, what happened. Let me check once more in the conversation if anything was mentioned there. Selecting an empty button on a building. An empty button on a building or vehicle that has a contain element. If no match is made for the selected button against elements in the contain list, the object ID variable used to look up the required object will be uninitialized, which could cause unexpected behavior if the value were to match a valid object. Aha, okay, so he says there is a problem when you click. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's try that. So we search for this guy. Yeah. Already there. Okay, let's put a breakpoint in here. Let's unoptimize this. I would like to see that. Okay, somehow it's stuck. Doesn't proceed. Okay. That's too bad. Okay, let's see what happens. Oops. Use of deallocated memory. Oops. Well, that's not good. Okay. Let's see the reports. Man, I'm running a lot of problems here. Light map terrain texture class. Okay, that has deleted unused texture. Get texture. Here it was created. Okay, it was created and deleted on the same thread, and here we are accessing on the same thread. Okay, release unused textures. Yeah, release unused textures. Refca. Okay. So it was deleted in the same token here. Delete this. And here it's deleted again. Release unused textures. Okay, so it was deleted in line 1195. 1195. Let me see that. Oh, that's interesting. 1195 release here. Remove. Remove. Okay. We did touch something here. Maybe we made a mistake. Oh, we did touch this one. We did touch the asset manager. And we are crashing in the asset manager. I do wonder if this somehow broke it. Wow. It looks like such an innocent change here, but maybe they made a big boo-boo. Let me see. If not text. It only adds a... Oof. Oh. Oh, I see. Oof. I see. No, I don't see. I suspect that text add text adds of text. I think we need to say here if text, then we do this, and here if text, then we add ref. Is that fair? Like this. We can also do, instead of that, we can also say we assume because we only have these. How about we make a switch type, and then we do a case. Okay. Case. Okay. Break. Okay. Switch. And then here we make it default. And there we put an assert. It's WW, right? Yeah, WW asserts. Unreachable. I wouldn't like to touch so many things though. Let's revert it back. Even though the switch case should be better, but yeah. How about we just say else return null. There we go. WW assert print false. Hold on. Say unreachable. Let's say unhandled case. Okay, and then we can put this again here. I think that's a better way, yeah. Yeah, this will avoid the warning. Okay. Okay, so the bug was described as when we click an empty slot, then things fall apart. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, Bilder haben wir. And then we click this button and we hit this breakpoint. Okay. Object ID is uninitialized. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Aha. And then we use this. I see. And then the ID is, I see. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then this will be null, and then it will set these. Okay. And that global buffer overflow. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is actually a real bug. This is actually a real bug. Why don't they say it? Why did they post a... Okay. Actually, they have a bug report here. Hold on. ISAN reports for this bug. Okay, then we rename this to fix global buffer overflow at fix global buffer overflow at command X in this command UI. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it definitely causes a real problem. That's good. Let me also put memory here. Memory. Submit review. Okay, what do we have here? I looked around the other code that uses, and there is one place it is null to WS. I want to do some sanitation on others that use error code in the future PR. Yeah. Regarding this here, let me find this pitch here real quick. Pitch. This log direct, that is part of DirectX, yeah. Works as intended. Also corrects another behavior that might only occur when running debug when the front buffer original code is used, we end up capturing part of the Visual Studio window in the screenshot if the game window overlaps it. Oh, is that so? Okay, I don't know about that. Okay, let me take a look at this one more time and then we can merge it, I think. Get the back buffer and create a copy of the surface. Originally, this code took the front buffer and tried to lock it. This does not work. When the render view clips outside desktop boundaries, it crashed the game. Yeah, I think it's good to go. Do we want to create a follow-up task to investigate? Yeah, we can create a follow-up change to investigate if the timing of the screen capture is correct or not. Yeah. Okay, let's squash and merge. Fix question taking a screenshot where the game window clips over the screen edge. Okay. And we create a follow-up task. So it's a follow-up for this. Relates to that. Investigate if a screenshot is taken at the right moment. Check if F12 screenshot is taken at the right moment. The back buffer is taken after present is called. This might not be the correct time. Check if something needs to be changed. Screenshot currently seems to work okay. However, maybe we should clarify which present that is. This one of the presents. task, investigation, minor, yeah. Okay. Okay. It's valid if contain is considered the name relating to something being described. I was going with how they have used the contain word to describe containers that hold units. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense though. Here it says inventory buttons integrated into the regular command set for buildings transports. Inventory buttons. Maybe user facing these buttons are to evacuate cargo, passengers, occupants. I'm not sure if contain makes this clear. I do not think that contain makes this clear. Cargo, passengers, occupants. But I'm not native English, so there's that. Yeah, it's always difficult. Like I mean, I have understanding of English language, but not on a super deep level, right? Like my vocabulary is kind of basic, right? So I don't know all the in and outs of the language, all the words, just whatever is necessary to describe the things in the game and in code, right? So yeah, but to me it really reads weird to call this contain. I don't know why it's called here contain even. Cargo entry maybe would have been better. Cargo, yeah. Contain, cargo, contain. I would have probably called it cargo. Cargo slot, cargo entry, yeah. Contain. I mean, it's contain, I understand. Like, something contains something else, right? But it's kind of weird. Because then when you use it in a sentence, no object in contain. If you would say, there's no entity in the cargo of the vehicle for the selected button, right? That would be much clearer. There's no object in the cargo of the well, it could also be a building, right? In the cargo of the vehicle or structure. How can you maybe in the cargo? I don't know. Maybe find a word to describe like something that carries something else. Right? So a structure has slots and a vehicle has slots. What is a common name for There must be some name, right? I don't know. It's hard to describe this shit. Yeah. It's really hard. What if we make the Scudstorm reload one rocket at a time, but over the time period of 5 minutes instead of just at the last 5 seconds? This way the Scudstorm keeps visually changing and USA in China knows what Scudstorm is about to fire. This will nerf the Scudstorm and give more of an edge. Oh. That is a really interesting suggestion. It certainly would be a disadvantage for the GLA. Note that in this patch currently the nuclear missile is already much stronger, so China is no longer struggling as much in super weapon wars, but Scud Storms are still the best, still the most powerful. In the current state of the patch, the nuclear missile is much stronger, is made stronger. So China is no longer struggling as much in super weapon wars, but the Scud Storms are still the most powerful. Yeah, it is an interesting suggestion. Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's probably safer to make a reveal animation similar to China and USA, where it reveals that it's ready towards the very end of the ready sequence, right? But it would be interesting if it like reloads slowly and you see like, okay, how long does this particular Scudstorm actually take? That's actually really interesting. It would take the edge. Right now it's exact opposite. Like you have no clue when the Scudstorm is ready, and when it is ready, you don't know which one it is, right? Which is very unique to the GLA, that it's always looking ready, right? You have freshly built it, and all the missiles are already in place, right? It's always ready. Yeah, it's a really interesting idea to have it slowly build up, because then like China, USA, they can see, oh, this is getting serious. They are loading all the big scuds, right? So yeah, it's a really interesting idea. It also it let me but it would reward. Certainly would be a disadvantage for, but it would reward China and USA for scouting. No, you always see Scud Storms, right? Scud Storms are auto-revealed. The enemy Scud Storms are auto-revealed, right? Or am I... no, only with a... Hold on. Am I stupid right now? Man, I don't play the game often enough anymore. I keep forgetting things. Scudstorms are not revealed, or are they? Super weapons, are they revealed? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Well, we have address sanitizer enabled right now. I hope we can launch. Are we on the correct branch though? No, we're not. Let me close this again. Let me stash this. We go to multi-instance network. We go to stash pop. And we compile. And increase the depth of the game. It also makes GLA saboteurs more useful. In GLA fights. Yeah, let me launch that. Yeah, so I totally forgot if the enemy builds a Scudstorm, if you can see it or not. Yeah, let's check. Ah, shit. Real dude. USA. It's pretty cool to be able to load the game with 2 clients. Yeah. Okay, so basically we need to build super weapons. Are they revealed or not? Man, I forgot. I really forgot if super weapons are revealed. I think they are. I can't remember. I can't remember. Man, it's running so slow. I think we need fast forward for multiplayer. Man, such professional base build here. Amazing. It's interesting that this looks so much different, right? Here we have this extra scaffold on top, and here it looks kind of naked. Okay. I think we see super weapons like a short, small radius. Yeah. Except when the GLA stealths his Scudstorms, then we don't see them anymore, right? Yeah. Okay, should be ready soon. Yeah, there we go. So that means that this is, it would reward. Would make GLA saboteurs more useful in GLA fights. Okay, what is this? DevOps engineer. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see. This pull request was automatically generated by the weekly release workflow. What? Weekly release workflow. What? What? Weekly release. Okay. Let me put reviewer Tintin. Okay. Okay, then we can exit this game again. Good. Then how about we continue with this effort here. Ah shit, now we have stopped our diagnostics here. Well, it looks like we need to do another run code analysis. Yes. Copy message link. Ah, shit. I think this is already fixed and patched. Let me find it. Yeah. Scott Storm. Scott Storm label bug. Here, this one. So originally it looks like so. When you press stop. And with the fix it looks like so. So here some missiles are missing, right? And here all the missiles come up. This is already fixed and patched with that. Oh, the link was not correct. The Swagger's General's game patch. Update build toolchain to use VC6 toolchain from a public repository. To fetch the VC6 portable toolchain removes the need to maintain or use any secrets for toolchain downloads. Okay. Labels build major. Labels build minor. Cloudflare R2 repo. It's Matt KC. The problem here is that if it's Matt KC takes this repo private, then this breaks. Are we allowed to fork this repository? Or is this illegal? It's Matt. Let me see that. SP6. Okay. In general, I agree with making this more open. Yeah, I think that's good, but it would be good if you could just fork this repository, put it into super hackers, so that it belongs to us. Includes all commits and improvements made since the last tech release. Updates binaries. what does this change produce then? Good. Then let's get back to this one. Let's start looking from the bottom. Let's see if we can find anything interesting. Aha. Aha. Delete. Delete. There we go. Slot. 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 What is slot? If slot and slot is human. Oh. Aha. Aha, it always checks if slot, okay. If slot, if slot, if slot, okay. And here it doesn't check if slot. So get slot can return null, yeah? Oh yeah, it can. If it is larger than max slots. Yeah. Slot, game slot, slot. Then I think the simplest fix is if slot. I wonder why don't we... It always needs to check slot, right? Slot, slot. Is there any case where it does not need to check slot? Slot. I'm a bit worried here because we have more slots dereferences down here. But that seems to be no problem. There's another one. I wonder if it should do anything if I suspect what we can do is if slots is null, then continue. And then we remove all the slot checks here. I think that would be the most sane, assuming that this causes no issues. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we have another delete. Here we have another one. Host structs. Dereferencing null pointer host struct. Dereferencing null pointer host struct. Null pointer host struct. Dereferencing null pointer. Oh. Yeah, that's stupid. Okay. Get host by name. If host is null, then host lookup fails. And it just keeps going here. Well, that's stupid. Okay, so I think what we simply do, we put an else and put that in there. Done. There we go. Let me copy this here. Let me copy this here. Okay, here we got another one of these. Interestingly enough, else. Yeah, exact same bullshit. Body request deny add. Deny add. It looks like there should be a break here. Deny add, okay add. Deny body request. Deny add, okay. It looks like there should be a break. Yeah. Don't try to declare a local variable with no name. Oh. Game slot. What is this bullshit? Okay. Oh. I think it wanted to call the constructor of game slots. Like this. Yeah. But I mean, it does it anyway, right? Yeah. Terminate process. Does not allow proper thread cleanup. Okay, well, that's a problem for another day. Oof. The pointer is dangling because it points to a temporary instance which was destroyed. Oof. Oof. I see. Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, it's really stupid here. Okay. What we should do is ASCII string lists, ASCII string lists, ping service, get ping service. There we go. Ping service, size, and then begin. There we go. Now that's also stupid here. Oh, but it's a list. Okay. Well, okay. Okay, but this works. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Unannotated fall through. Do special power override destination. Oof. Message do special power override destination. Message do attack object. Oof. Oof. Huh. Oh boy. Is this intended to fall through? Is this the only? It's the only fall through. Oof. 1086. Okay, this was added afterwards. Poof. Do attack ground object. Oof. Oh man, this is diabolical here, this thing. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Okay, so this one, this comment is also wrong here. This as well. Is there anything correct? The fuck? Do force attack ground. Force attack objects. Do attack objects. Okay, to me it looks like there should be a break. It doesn't make much sense to not break there, right? Yeah. Okay, let's keep on going. Populate random start position. Populate random start position. Dereferencing null pointer MD. Well, it has an assert here, but then it tests MD here. Find map. Map. Wait, the map. Yeah, I don't know. 8. Yeah, so it would crash if this was not, if this was null, it would crash here. That's for sure. So can we just say if not MD, then return? Yeah. Players max slots. Yeah. not sure what the reasonable fix here is. Either return early or we protect this in particular, but we could say we only set a coordinate if we have this. I would say we put a static we put a map dummy as map dummy, and then we say waypoint map if MD, then we take this, otherwise we take our map dummy. What is this object? Class. This is expensive. It's a STD map. Okay. So it will just be empty. Then we do a MD is const. Okay. Make it const. Make it static const. And then we use this map. How about we call it waypoint dummy. Call it waypoint map. Waypoints, yeah. Waypoints dummy. There we go. Waypoints here, find. There we go. If it's ends. There we go. I think that's a fix. Yep, that looks good to me. Did we save that already? No. scripts. That's fine. Fine. Catch int y 2 1 0. Okay, who knows? Case. Okay, case 07. Jesus Christ, what is that? Get editor behavior, return, break, return. I don't know. Particle editor update. Looks strange. I don't know. Using uninitialized memory. Oof. Okay, that one needs logging. Okay. Rel enemy. Relation describer int allow allies. I think it's not an issue. Get int. Well, maybe what you can do is maybe as a safeguard we can put default here at the top. If it's default, it's also treated as neutral. That should fix the issue. Okay, next. Mask. Oof. Uh-oh. Well, that looks weird. How does that work? Huh. Return a bit mask that is unique to this player. Yeah, but shouldn't that be an OR here? I'm confused about that. Is this being called by anyone? Do reveal map at waypoint. This looks totally wrong to me here. I think this needs to start at 0 and then it needs to OR here, right? Because otherwise it makes no sense. Let me copy these here. That's weird. Let me see other. Who's calling this? Get player mask. Get player who entered. Player entered mask. Get human player mask. Yeah, this and thingy, it makes no sense because, so let's say we have, let's say programmer binary. So let's say we have 1, yeah, and then bitwise and then the next guy, the next human, and that means we have 0, right? That doesn't make any sense. So this will, this human player mask function will essentially return always it will produce many zeros. Yeah. Let's put it like this. I think this is how it should look. I'm really curious why it's so bonkers. Yeah. Who's calling this again? There's only 2 places I call it. It could be that that this went unnoticed, this bug, yeah. Reveal map at waypoints. Okay, let's keep on going. Cameo flash. Cameo flash. Set flash count. What the hell is that? Count. Button. Button is null. Debug crash. Okay. Do cameo flash. Yeah, okay. Let's put here assert crash. Button. Not null. And we say if button is null, then we return. Now actually, if we have this condition, then we can also just say, yeah, we can do crash. I think that was the intention here. Yeah, put a crash and then return. Yeah. Because otherwise it crashes down here, and then, yeah. So might as well just skip that whole bullshit here. Yeah. Okay, next. Oh boy. And we go through this whole list now. We fix everything we hit here. How about that? Dereferencing null pointer. What is this? Dereferencing null pointer mcur weapon template. Null pointer, where is it? Null. Yeah, it can be null. Dereferencing null pointer. Oof. Yeah. Jesus. Chrome weapon template set. Well, if it will throw any invalid data here. Okay, but it's only on load. On save. Ah, on save it's okay. No, on save it's aha. Okay, so on load it would throw here, so there would be an early out, but on save, if the template was null, then this would crash on save. Yeah, yeah. Oof. Yes, weapon slots. Yes, weapon slot. Yes, weapon slot. I think has weapon slot needs to check for this, but also for this, right? But then on load, I would still crash. Oof. Load. Something is not right here. I don't know how to fix it. It looks like a difficult problem here. I will skip it for now. Okay, let's see what I have here. Damage disarm, damage deploy, damage hack. Huh. This function returns a Boolean. And here it returns nothing. Huh. Private fire weapon. When a C++ function is declared to return bool, but the function body does not return anything, then it does not, when it is declared to return bool, but the function body does not return a value, does not explicitly return a value, then what does it return? after compile. The behavior is undefined. Oof. Oof. But if there's a code pass where the function could fall through without return, it's not detected. Statically, the function may still compile, but the behavior at runtime is undefined. Oof. Oof. Oh. Oh. Okay. But that's, we're using a hacker unit to hack a target. They commented out to return here. Return false. Fire weapon. Return true if we auto reloaded our clip after firing. Reloaded. Did not reload. Disarm. Deploy. Break. Damage deploy. Jesus, what is this returning? Bro. Oh my gosh. Oh. Does not return. It does not return value on every code pass. Not sure what to do about it. Yeah, that is that's pretty sad. Yeah. Yeah. That is a tough issue. That is a tough issue. Let me say here, skipped. I don't know how to fix this. This is a bigger investigation. This one also doesn't return a value on every code path. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, but here's a different issue. Victim. If that is null or that and that is null. Victim pos. Victim objects. Aha. Okay, I think here we simply need to check that. Yeah. That fixes troubles. Okay, that's straightforward, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Oof. Deliberately falling through. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Dereferencing null pointer. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Actually, I wonder if there was a different intent. Invalid val mag. I wonder if it was intended to assign it to ourselves. Transfer with velocity. Oh, this probably causes mismatch. Yeah, I think the intent was to set this one to invalid val mag. What was written before? That val mag. That doesn't make sense because we add our velocity to that. Yeah. Val mag. Add. Yeah. Invalid val mag. Transfer velocity to that. Add velocity. Well. I think the intent here was to do that. Val mag, that, and then mval dot zero. Do we have a zero? No. Mval. Let me see. Other occurrences. Val mag. Val mag. Val. Scrub. Val mag. Val. 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 Is it enough to just sell val mag to invalid? So should we also set mval to 0? I'm not sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Nuke the velocity. That makes sense. What is this mval? Jesus. Chord 3D. Okay. Yeah, I would say we copy this here. Yeah. There we go. Oh, but it's a const function. What? Oh, but msvc is mutable. Jesus Christ. Transfer velocity. Launch volley. Countermeasures behavior. I think this the safest change here. It's okay. Actually, on second thought, it's I think the way this is actually Vilmac. I think this actually makes sense. Yeah, this means it will recalculate the magnitudes. Add velocity to, but then what's the difference between this and that? Okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah. That's safe. Okay. Current victim. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ether. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's all uninitialized here. Okay, I think that is simple enough though. There we go. Okay. Next. Drawable. Drawable. Null pointer. Oh boy. Drawable. 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 Dereferencing null pointer. Drawable. Where is it? Drawable. Get drawable. Building. Building. Drawable. Drawable. If drawable. Aha, there's a return missing. If d equals 0. What? Why is this check here? D. Dereferencing null pointer drawable. Get const. Okay. Get object. What is this? Building. Get object D. I wonder if we can put this up here. And then here we add a return. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Though I do wonder, resolve bone locations. This function is going to suck lots of time. Okay, thank you for the information. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, let's keep on moving. This one here looks suspect. What is this? Reading invalid data from this path. Reading invalid data from this path. Okay. Path. What is this? Path is 32. Okay. And current path is okay, there's an error here. Current path. Index into path for our current path. Oh boy, what is this? Readable size is 256. Path, current path. So basically, what is the map path? -1. Sanity. This is not sanity, it's just waypoints. Let's say, and current path is smaller than waypoint path. Pick and move to what does that do? Man. Maybe we should say if it's also larger equals 0. And then we put this assert here. Jesus. Yeah. Oof. Just fall through. Okay, that's annotated. Fall through. Okay. Fall through. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, we're making real progress here. Buffer overrun. Oh boy. Oh boy. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. What's the problem? Okay, maybe we need to say I am crew members. I think crew members. I think there's a simple fix here. We can say if member is larger than 0 here, and same here, if contain think we simply say contain and that is larger than 0. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, larger equals 0. There we go. Actually, hold on. If the member is 0, then... Oh. Current members. That's weird. Current members. Smaller. I think the better change here would be if we made this unsigned integer. Current members. Let me search for this. Current members. We cannot just change it. No. Threshold. I would say we leave it like this for now. Yeah. The correct fix here would be to make it unsigned integer, but that's too big of a change, so I won't be doing it now. Only do small changes. Okay, using uninitialized memory, closest vec. What is that? Oh boy. Oof. That's tough. That probably causes mismatch. There. This vec. Closes. Closest weg. Closest weg. Max this squared. Max this. How about we initialize it to max this. There we go. Yeah, but it looks risky. So I don't know if we want to do that. Looks risky. Fall through. I think we already have ticket open for this by Omniblade. Let me find that real quick. Omniblade. No. I thought he had one opened. Was it a bug report? I thought it was somewhere here, but maybe I might have missed that. I thought Omniblade had opened one where he tackled that. I could be wrong. Yeah, result. So it would be break. Break. Okay, what else do we have? Results. Using uninitialized memory result. Huh. Okay. Oh. 0. Let's take a copy of all these here. Angle. Oof. Oof. That's of course. Update cells touched. Update cells touched. Must be attached to an object here 1. What does that mean? Must be attached to an object here 1. What? What? I think what we can do is here else return. Man, how much is there? Jesus Christ. We will get through it. No worries. No worries. What is this? Damage source. Damage source. I think I'll actually take a break now. It has been 2 hours 30. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done. We have touched already quite a lot of files. Yeah. I will open pull reviews for each separate one. Yeah. Small changes. Yeah, not all in one big change list that is unmanageable. That's a feature. Good. Yeah, I will take a break here, and I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.